Hello everybody and welcome back. We revealed our identity as Mama Mozzarella, beat up Antonio, had a great time. It was great. Everyone had fun. But as the sounds of scuffling henchmen fade into the distance, I can't help but shoot the supervillain a wry glance.
See? Look how easy things can be with a little teamwork.
Is that whining I hear? Don't be such a spoil sport. I was doing you a favor by staying out of that little spat.
Yeah, because then they're gonna think, oh, I'll just wait until she's not around, then kick his ass.
Didn't it feel good? Bringing an old foe so low with your own two hands? It wouldn't have been nearly as satisfying if I'd done it for you.
Maybe.
Besides, now you know just how far
we wouldn't have gotten to
Could you have done
the
that
whole
even a
Mama
week ago?
mozzarella
Could
thing.
you have possessed that
To be
killer
fair.
instinct?
Yeah.
No, I suppose not.
And that's just the beginning.
Killer instinct.
Soon, you'll know this feeling every day.
Yes.
Really? You're not just feeding me a bunch of honey-coated bullshit? Because between this and leaving me behind earlier...
Of course not, Stanley. It's just as I said.
Okay,
Really?
let's try being nice.
I'll take your
Yeah,
word
sure.
for it.
I would hope so.
With that, we fall silent and continue to delve deeper into the lair, in search of the intruding superhero. I think
Well, we
she's
know
over
where they're
there.
going.
Somehow I don't think she'll be hard to find.
That didn't sound like it was nearby, and I doubt she found the other entrances. Only other place that could be is the main hall. Probably forced the hangar door open.
Hey, just where we wanted her in the first place.
So it seems. I have her on the security system. She's throwing another temper tantrum. Typical.
Heh. With Miss Dynamo located, we change course and pick up the pace. Now that she's inside the lair, there'll be nowhere to run for us or her. One way or another, this rivalry is getting settled. I just hope I don't get caught in the crossfire.
We will, unfortunately.
Where is Bedlam? Where is that fuck? The carnage is apparent even before we enter the main hall. The entrance is partially collapsed, and several injured henchmen limp frantically in our direction, only to pale when they see who's coming. But neither I nor Madame Scorpion stop to listen to their excuses. We're far too focused on the only person in the room who isn't hurt at all.
This doesn't have to be hard, you know. In fact, I'll make it real simple for all you magenta morons. One of you can take me to Shining Nova, or I can bring this whole goddamn mountain down on your heads. A or B? Let's go.
I
won't
choose
do
option
that.
C. She could do it too. The hangar doors at the top of the chamber weren't just pried open, they were ripped off entirely. The place looks like a war zone, with small craters and bits of rubble littering the floor. And that's to say nothing for the piles of unconscious henchmen, though she had the courtesy to at least set them safely in the chamber's far corner. Yet despite all this, Madame Scorpion strolls right towards the superhero, as if she doesn't have a care in the world.
I'd really rather this mountain stayed intact, if you don't mind. I just finished redecorating my office, and the rug was terribly expensive. And since you haven't the slightest hope of finding your more capable partner,
Authentic
then I
Peruvian
think
walrus
a third option
rug.
is in order.
You know how difficult those are to find?
Do you know how hard it was to get a walrus to Peru and then kill it?
I beat you senseless until you tell me where she is. You're right. That does sound better.
Was that really the best barb you could muster? I just want to make sure you're satisfied with your choice of words. It won't be long until you utter your last.
You know, it's funny. You told me I'm the one who never keeps her promises, but you keep throwing out these big, scary threats without backing them up. You haven't even scratched me with that glow stick, and I'm supposed to be shaking in my cape? Give me a break. You're nothing but a paper tiger who knows how to accessorize.
You're dropping your guard too low, Dynamo.
And today I'm finally gonna rip you to shreds.
Because all she has to do is tighten that knob and focus the beam, and then you are getting fucking Jedi lightsabered.
I honestly really like Dynamo.
Yeah, she's cool. And so, once again, the two combatants charge at one another, fists flying and swords slicing faster than I can keep track of. A punch collides with the flat of Madame Scorpion's blade, so hard that the ground cracks beneath her, even as she pushes it aside and counters with a wide, sweeping cut.
8 more.
The blow is strong enough to throw Dynamo back, but she quickly recovers, skidding to a halt before bursting forward once again.
Counting down the seconds until I knock your teeth out.
The cat's left until you die.
There's the murder face. The second exchange is much like the first. Dynamo charges in, throwing haymakers at lightning speed. Any one of those blows could be a knockout on contact, but none connect. Much like she did during Wednesday's operation, Madam Scorpion flows around the superhero's strikes, dodging most and redirecting the rest with her sword. She never blocks head-on, always using Dynamo's momentum against her. Even though she's technically in retreat, it seems effortless, even more so than before. It's as if she's getting easier for her. 2 more slashes connect, still not breaking skin, and again, Miss Dynamo is pushed back. This time, she pauses before resuming the battle, nostrils flared in frustration as she spits to the side.
Just 6 left. Is it sinking in yet?
That you never shut up? Yeah, I figured that out a while ago.
That it's over, and there's nothing you can do about it. Don't you see? I've already collected all the data I need on your movements. You can't so much as blink without me predicting it. Oh, it is dawning on you, isn't it? Yes, there it is. That first glimmer of realization. You'll die. Shining Nova will remain my captive, and best of all, she'll finally realize what a miserable failure you are.
Damn.
Keep her name out of your goddamn mouth!
Victoria Vasquez. Their next exchange is faster. Dynamo's anger has made her attacks even wilder, and it's not long before Scorpion is able to deliver 3 quick, bludgeoning counterstrikes. This time, Dynamo willingly flies back, almost to the other end of the room. That's not just out of frustration. Is she finally starting to believe what Scorpion is saying?
And now you're down to 3.
The supervillain calmly adjusts one of the dials on the hilt of her sword, and the blade pulses in response. Briefly, it flares outward like it's been set ablaze, and when it calms, it glows with new intensity.
Maybe 2 if I strike you flush. But that would be needlessly cruel, wouldn't it? Telling you that you had 3 cuts left, and then killing you before you're prepared? But you won't be ready no matter what, will you? No, I can see it. You're not willing to die. I did warn you, though, didn't I? I said you'd no regret.
Momentarily, it looks as though Dynamo's anger will coax her into another frontal assault, but she stops herself.
You're not bluffing. Then you're the one who should regret telling me. Because now that stupid little toy is never gonna touch me again.
At that, Miss Dynamo takes to the air, but she's not headed for the exit. Instead, she starts flying laps around the room, circling her foe at top speed. I hurriedly step backwards, and good thing, because right about then is when the superhero starts grabbing whatever random debris she can find, and hurling it at Madame Scorpion at deadly velocity. This is new, and apparently not just for me. While Scorpion is able to dodge and slice the makeshift projectiles, her movements lack the effortless grace she had before. In fact, she's completely pinned down. How long will it take for her to get used to this new tactic? I can't say for sure, but if there was ever a time to help, this is it. I creep along the edge of the room, praying that I can avoid Miss Dynamo's attention. There's no way I can attack her normally when she's moving that fast, but maybe there's something I can use. The stage? I'm curious. Because the Bedlam copter seems obvious, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Get in it
curious.
and just pilot it indoor.
For a moment, my gaze lingers on the copters, but I shake it off and sprint towards the stage instead. No way, that'd be nuts. It's been ages since I drove a car, much less a crazy helicopter thing. Besides, I don't need to do any damage, just distract her for a moment, and the equipment on the stage should do just the trick.
Please don't notice. Please don't notice.
Fortunately, the superhero is way too distracted to notice yet another henchman running in the background. And while I'm a little winded by the time I set foot on the stage, I remain unharmed.
Okay, let's see what I can use here. There's gotta be some music set up, right?
My eyes land on a few volume knobs and playback controls. It's a little more complicated than streaming a playlist on my phone, but I think I get the idea. Let's see, any other options? Nothing. Is that a microphone? I
You
wonder.
won't care what I have to say, but maybe there's a filter or something.
Lord
Oh,
Bedlam.
here we go.
Oh, it's Lord Bedlam filter, isn't it? Bedlam filter
Bedlam
1, Bedlam
filter.
filter 2, final, Bedlam filter 2, final
for real this time.
How many voice filters has this guy tried out? Talk about vain. It does look like there's a robot one, though. That could do it. It may not sound exactly like Shining Nova, but it could be close enough to make Dynamo lose focus. Might be worth a shot. If not, I could always blast some terrible music. Maybe throw in a light show. I try a Nova impression. Considering how hard she's fighting to rescue Nova, the voice filter seems like my best bet at throwing her off her game. It might be below the belt, but in situations like this, you do what you gotta do.
Okay, here we go. Filter active and microphone on.
Dynamo! Dynamo, stop! It's me, Shining Nova! I'm totally alright and not at all locked up in a cell somewhere. Also, I
Really?
found my armor. Crazy, right?
Suddenly, Dynamo screeches to a halt like a dog that just reached the end of their
What
leash.
the? Nova? Is that really?
Oh, right,
How did
she's
you-
stupid. I forgot. Oh, no.
Yeah.
In a flash, Dynamo dashes toward the stage, but stops dead as soon as she sees me. The faint spark of hope dies in her expression, as it quickly morphs into disappointment, and anger is soon to
That
follow.
was low, Sunshine. Didn't take you for that kind of goon.
Sorry.
Well, life's full of little disappointments.
Guess so. Shit, man. What the hell have you let this bitch do to you?
I mean, you
A
threw me in a
lot.
trash can after beating me up, and she beat me up, but we got to have fun in a locker room, so, you know, fuck you.
You should be
She
more
beat me up, I was in a
concerned
sword in a
about what
completely
I'm
different
doing
way
to
afterwards.
Caught completely off guard, the superhero turns around just in time to see Madame Scorpion hurtling towards her, sword singing. 3, baby! The supervillain unleashes a series of slashing strikes, and Miss Dynamo is sent hurtling across the room. Even now, I see no signs that the sword has gotten through the superhero's skin, but I counted 3 red flashes.
Excellent distraction, Stanley. But I'll take it from here. That was the last bit of data I needed.
She can fly now.
Can
Once
she
again,
fly now?
The
Let's see.
supervillain carefully adjusts the dials of her sword hilt, and after a moment, the blade thrums menacingly, pulsing with violent energy.
At last, the correct frequency. I've waited too long for this. And now, with this final stroke, your struggle will end. Fight it if you must, but your defeat is already decided. Yet take heart. It will be a beautiful death. I assure you of that.
For a fool like you, there's only death! Miss Dynamo touches down next to a Bedlam copter, and I can see her hesitation. Her fists are clenched so hard they're shaking, and she's snarling like a cornered animal. I gulp and start to back away.
Defeat? You've gotta be kidding. You've
I
completely
do hope she
lost
doesn't
your
actually
mind.
die.
I mean, if she doesn't, she's gonna kill us. Enraged, the superhero latches both arms onto the nose of a copter, metal crunching as she tightens her grip. At first I think she's about to rip off a piece of it, but then she lifts the entire thing.
We won't lose. Not this time. I won't!
Ah, she's smiling, she knows. The scariest part is that she's suddenly raising a multi-ton vehicle over her head like a beach ball. It's that with all her anger and adrenaline, she's making it look easy. Frantically, I try to scramble for cover.
I won't lose to you!
Woo!
Now go splat, you damned insect!
Arachnid, actually. With a furious roar, she actually throws it, and now an entire asteroid's worth of steel is soaring straight for Madame Scorpion.
Don't just stand there! Get out of the way! Scorpion!
But my warning goes ignored.
Yes, that's it. Beautiful. Hold nothing back.
Did they get a different artist for the faces?
I think so.
Huh.
Either that or they just tried something new with this one.
And then, against all reason or instinct, Madame Scorpion leaps not away, but towards the copter, and cuts right through it. Whoa, I never would have seen that coming if not for, you know, the picture showing that. It's not enough to shred the vehicle to bits, but it's enough for the supervillain to tear her way through it, like a late cutting laser boring its way through the sheet of metal. Even as she slices it apart, she uses the debris as stepping stones, leaping ever closer to the woman on the other side.
Now, at last.
As Madame Scorpion bursts forth from the other side of the copter, Ms. Dynamo raises her fists and flies towards to meet her. Hero and villain colliding in one final clash!
And then
Sponsored by
Nova.
Clash of Clans, buy now!
No.
No.
No despair!
Hooray! We won!
And succumb.
Shing! The wreckage collapses, and the red blade flashes, and a strip of charred blue cloth flutters to the ground, a piece of the hero's cape. The villain has finally gotten through. Miss Dynamo gasps and falls to one knee. A hand clutches at the wound across her gut, trembling. Has she ever been hurt like this before?
But how? You... My skin, it can't...
You just got kryptonite, bitch. Madame Scorpion stands tall, unblemished and unfazed, examining her sword as if she were checking her nails.
Your skin? Oh, you poor thing. All this time, did you think it was your skin that stopped bullets? Haven't you noticed? Your uniform doesn't tear.
No one ever, like, shot her in the fucking arm or something? Really?
Nope.
Huh.
It was never your skin. It's your bioelectric field. And after 76 strikes,
God damn.
my sword finally found the right
You kept
frequency to
count?
cut right through it.
Of course she kept
As if it's
count.
hardly there at all.
She's a psycho, but she's also a nerd, dude.
Better still, now I can imitate it. I've been using
Oh.
this cumbersome electromagnetic knockoff, but it's just not the same. I need yours.
That's what she was
Don't
talking
worry.
about.
I'll put it to better use than you ever could.
She's
No,
literally
she's
invulnerable now.
technically- Yeah.
Get real. Even if you could, Nova won't let you.
Funny you should mention her. You see, I have this theory. I think she knew about your powers too. I wonder why she wouldn't tell you. Paranoia? Or did she simply believe you weren't good enough? Well, considering this failure of a
Also,
rescue operation,
Seeing as a
Perhaps
frequency
she was
can
right.
break through it, and Shining Nova is incredibly smart, she'll probably find the frequency much faster than 76 hits.
Probably.
Shut up. I haven't failed. Not yet.
Oh no, she's embering up him. La 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 la.
This isn't over.
With one final burst of energy, Miss Dynamo soars once again, but not towards Madame Scorpion. Instead, she spirals up towards the hole where the hangar door used to be, unable to fly in a straight line. A momentary swerve nearly takes her to the ceiling instead, but she adjusts and continues to float upward, past the cave and into the blue sky above. For a moment, I lose her in the sun, and when I find her again, she's falling. A black speck with a fluttering cape, tumbling towards the forest below. Madame Scorpion deactivates her sword and clicks her tongue. She made no move to stop the escape, content to watch alongside me.
it seems quite over to me. Wouldn't you agree, Stanley?
Pretty much.
Yeah, sure does. Dude, do you think she's...
Dead? Not yet. Not that it matters to me. I'm satisfied either way.
I got her powers, I don't care.
Even if help reaches her in time,
Oh
she
god,
will live
vulnerability.
another second outside of my shadow, knowing that I can finish the job anytime I want.
Yeah, especially with her sword
some
having that
ways,
exact frequency.
That's almost
Yep.
better than killing her.
Yeah, Shining Nova will be able to notice that and just tune her blasters to it.
Probably.
Now then, let's...
Ah, Lord Bedlam.
What's this? Well, well. It looks like we have
Yep,
one
now
more
he's
task
showing his
to
hand.
take care of.
Yep, he's gonna team up with
Come
Nova,
along,
like you said.
Stanley.
Yes, ma'am. Right
That's
now.
what they were talking.
I turn to follow, but stop after a single step to look over my shoulder. Beams of sunlight shine down through the open hangar doors, glistening off the remains of the sliced and shattered Bedlam copter. We won, didn't we? Then why do I feel so... No. Forget it. I'm just too accustomed to losing these confrontations, that's all. I shake it off with an exhale. What?
No, this is what is it called? It's a guilt of some sort.
I mean, we were not friends at all.
No, but you don't really wish harm on other people.
I guess. I have to jog to catch up to Madame Scorpion, who makes no effort to wait for me as she re-enters the layer's labyrinthian hallways. She glances over her shoulder as I approach, but that says nothing. Even after matching her pace, the silence hangs, until a realization at last hits me.
Hey, where's Lord Bedlam? When you mentioned that we had to deal with another pest, you didn't mean...
Possibly. Though I can't say for certain. We'll find out when we reach my regional uplink. Someone's trying to access it.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you later.
Adios.